What happens when life hits you blow for blow and the storms seem never ending? Yet, instead of laying down and giving up, letting your storms consume you, you remain steadfast, finding the willpower, the strength you didn't know existed, and the courage to keep pushing forward. That is perseverance. How you respond to your circumstances is key. Welcome to the basics of perseverance. Good night, good evening, great people. I'm a peace of mind and welcome to the basics of perseverance. Thank you for being patient with us. We have been going for a little bit. We've been working behind the scenes. We have 2 new segments coming on our YouTube platform. So stay in tune. And this evening, I would like to introduce our guest, Miss Danni Morris. How are you doing?
Hello, and I'm well. I'm well. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here because I know you are hard to keep up with at times, like everybody else has been on. But I really appreciate you being on today.
Yes, well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Much gratitude.
Thank you. So let's get started. For those who don't know you, who are you as an individual?
That's a really good question. I think sometimes we can get caught up in what we do, who we are as to everyone else. I could easily say, oh, I'm a mother, I'm a teacher, I'm an entrepreneur. But as an individual, I would say I'm definitely a servant. I think I have a servant's heart.
Okay.
Um, and I have the desire to help people. Um, I'm more of a behind the scenes person. I don't necessarily like to be in the forefront, but I definitely like to assist when and where I can. So as an individual, I would definitely say that I'm a pretty reserved,
Okay.
helpful person.
Okay. So you don't like the limelight. I like that working behind the scenes type.
I
Too
really
many, too
am.
many people like to be in the spotlight. I don't know why. You know.
Is it
Um,
too many Indians and not too many chiefs and not enough Indians?
yeah, that's a
So
saying that they use all the time.
yeah, so I just prefer to kind of be just as long as stuff gets done
Correct.
in the correct way. I like to assist with that. I don't
That
have to
makes
be in the
sense.
forefront.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
So from there, I want to ask you something. You know,
Mhm.
a lot of times we go through trials and tribulations. We get hit with corn. We get hit with. I can't even get it out. We get hit with curveballs left and right. We go through storm after storm, and it seems like it doesn't just end. It just keeps going. So, saying all of that, life happens. So when life happens to you, and when life breaks you, how do you handle it? How do you balance yourself off? How do you not let your situation or circumstances consume you? What is your
Mm.
process? Because it is a process.
It is a process. And how I handle things now is different than how I handled things, maybe 3, 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I know like I said, I'm very reserved. I keep to myself. I've always tended to not, put people in my business, so to speak. But now when I'm getting hit with a blow,
Mm-hmm.
I make sure that those individuals who are in my circle, those
Mm-hmm.
who are in my tribe, I let them know, like, look, this is what I'm going through right now, and this is very difficult and this is very challenging. I don't feel as though I have to do things in solidarity anymore. I think there has to be like this inner, you intrinsically, there's something that has to trigger. But instead of isolating myself, which is something that I've done before, which kept me, depressed probably far longer than I should have been because I was clawing out by myself versus seeking help. And so there's strength in numbers.
Okay.
There's safety in wise people. So I definitely use my resources, whether it be a friend, whether it be a positive podcast, a motivational quote. Um, I read. something that I feel like will put me in a better position than I'm currently in. Um, and then now too, I meditate. I understand the importance of breathing. I understand the importance of just going out and letting the sun hit your face and hearing the birds chirp and letting the sun just absorbing your skin, the wind hit you, the rain. So that's pretty much like when I'm going through some things, that's when I pray. But I definitely don't go through things alone. I seek what's around me to help me to continue to go forward.
Okay.
I think that's very important. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
You let your inner circle know what you're going through, and you kind of deal with it on a basis, kind of get them a heads up. Um, yeah, sometimes when you do go through and you're going through and dealing with stuff, you have to sit there and meditate some, listen to something positive, something inspirational. So okay,
Yeah.
I
And you
like.
know what? Sometimes it's like I remember a lady asked me. She just asked me a simple question, and I mean, it was. She said, "Okay, I don't want to know about that. I want to know about you." And I'm like, she had no idea. Like that just triggered something in me. And I mean, I just started letting all of this stuff out, and it was like that's all I needed to do.
Mhm.
That was all I needed to do. Just someone to listen, not even respond, just listen to me process what I was going through. So yeah, it's just amazing sometimes when you have a a safety, like a safe person that you can go to
Correct.
share what you're going through. Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes you just need that release. You just need some. Sometimes you just need that moment to just talk, and get whatever is out that you need. And like you say, you not
Yeah.
necessarily need feedback or anything. You just want somebody to listen. And I think sometimes, like you said, people get wrapped up in themselves that they don't worry or have concern about what someone else is going through.
Hmm.
So that makes sense. Okay. So
Yeah.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the comfort zone.
Hmm.
Sometimes people tend to sit in a comfort zone when they could be doing more. Now, the reasoning for individuals to be in that comfort zone, it could be like, okay, they're content with where they are, they don't feel they need to do anymore. But sometimes in the back of the mind, they know they need to do more. So, have you ever, in your life, in your past, currently, or what have you ever found yourself just marinating in a comfort zone? And if so, what was it that you were contemplating or procrastination? Because I think kind of like comfort zone in a sense could be like a little bit of procrastination of should they do it or should they not do it, or well, I'm just comfortable, I'm not gonna do it, I'm not gonna worry about it. At what point, if you were in a comfort zone, at what point do you say, okay, D, okay, I know I could be doing more, I know I could be doing better. Let me get up off my butt and put it in motion.
Hmm. Um, I like variance. Like I like difference. I personally like to do after I do the same thing for a while, I just get really burnt out or
Mhm.
tired, bored, if you will. And so I think in me, I'm always looking for something else, something new, something different. Um, but then in that, sometimes you could be looking for something different, wanting something new, perhaps even doing something that's slightly challenging, but it's not pushing you out of your comfort zone. So, like for me, because I am a reserved person, when people ask me, "Oh, you speak. Oh, you do this," I'm like, "No, I don't want to." But it's like, why not speak? What I feel like, in a sense, too, sometimes that fear, because really, I think that's what keeps you sometimes in a comfort zone, the fear of the unknown, anxiety, whatever it may be. But it just kind of can keep you bound, so to speak. So, um, I know for me, I like doing new things, but I like to do things that I feel comfortable doing, not necessarily things. And I think that goes for anybody, not just things that kind of you don't feel comfortable doing. But I think it's necessary, though. I really think that you should push the envelope and do something that you feel a tad bit um, uncomfortable doing because it's new, because it's unusual. Um, and so Yeah, I think that's how we grow as individuals, truly. I think that makes us much more well-rounded. I think that also builds our resume just with experience, experience of life, and it doesn't have to be anything big or grand. I'm not even talking about on a professional level. I'm just saying as a person, getting up and even me doing this conversation with you, this is me out of my comfort zone. I would much rather just, hey, come over, we could just chit chat, it's cool. But now it's like, okay, who else is gonna see this? Who else is gonna hear this? And it's cool though, because you have to be willing to share. You have to be willing to share and move beyond.
Okay, I like
Your
that.
question.
That
Yeah.
you sound like one of my other guests I had on, because actually get her out of her comfort zone to get on here. Like I was like, I hit her, I said, hey, I got this segment based on perseverance. I want you on it. And even though she's like you, she don't like to be out in front and talk or whatever. It's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna do it because you asked me to, you know,
Also,
and it kind of open you up to different, avenues when you get out front and speak when you feel it's necessary. It's not just saying, oh, you got to be the person to speak at everything. Nah, when you feel the need or you feel like, okay, I'm gonna do this, you're gonna do it. Kind of give a
yeah.
different, kind of open yourself up a little bit more.
And
You know.
we all have stories. Like I have a story to tell.
Hmm.
You have a story to tell. And I think sometimes that we feel like somebody's story is more weightier than, or maybe because they speak more elegantly, that their story is more valid. But no, it's like we all have stories. We all matter. So yeah, we gotta step outside of
Yeah.
our comfort zones and do what we gotta do and let our light shine.
And some of the ones that be with the elegant speaking, they be having so much crap going on in their life.
Yeah, yeah,
I
it
kid you
is.
not. It just
Yeah,
amazes me. So, like you said, everybody's human. Everybody goes through something. Nobody's situation or story weighs more than the other,
right,
regardless of how you look at it.
right.
Okay. So, since we were
Yeah.
talking about comfort zone and everything, let's talk about living in the past. Sometimes a lot of people always revert back to their past, and they feel like because of their past they can't do better than what they're doing now. Have you ever found yourself reverting back to your past with anything that you feel is hindering you from what you're currently doing or what you want to do?
Hmm. Yeah, I think there are times where you kind of have a moment where it's like, oh, but then I have to catch myself and lean
Hmm.
forward. I can't go there. I can't let the old patterns, the old me, the old doings um be how I deal with situations or people, now. It has to be different,
Hmm.
You have to step outside of your comfort zone. And so that's something that I just recently kind of been on lately, interestingly enough, like how we as many people will discredit you because of your past. And
Hmm.
then sometimes we discredit ourselves because of our past. We think that because we did something that going forward, again, our story of progression is less valid, or our story of empowerment is, you know, minute, but that's not the case. In fact, I think that builds a great foundation for going forward. But I do know people that, I mean, I think we've all seen it where some people just have a very hard time of relinquishing the past.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, when I was in school, I used to do this. I was the star basketball player. I was the star this. I was the top 10% of the class. I mean, no one really cares. Like, who are you now? Who are you today? Like, who are you today? Who are you now? Like, that's great. I'm not, slamming, whamming on your accomplishments. But who are you today? Like, what's the condition of your heart and your character? And that's what I'm most concerned with. And so I think, yeah, I think people live in the past a lot, but then sometimes people can revert to their past, whether it be in thought or deed. And I think we have to be cognizant of what some of those triggers are as it
Yeah,
relates to like what can pull us back emotionally, physically, financially. I mean, we all have different things that can kind of we have to be mindful of. And then I think, if we do enough work, inner work, we
correct.
can we can challenge those things for sure and destroy it. But it's a constant work and not living in the past if you want to live in the present like you
Hmm.
should.
That makes sense. Yeah, I often hear people be like, "Oh, you used to do this," or when people say you used to, keyword is used to. The things that when they say like, okay, say a person has had a criminal history, they were
Right.
known for doing different crap back in the day, arrested, blah blah blah. But then now they're doing something positive. They're not getting in trouble. They have a business. They're trying to mentor other youth
But
and young
people
people.
still revert to the
Yeah,
past.
yeah. They always using their past against them when they're even doing something good, something positive. So I never understood that as to why they still hold that against them instead of the good that they're doing now. It's quite interesting. People are
Yeah.
interested in genuine.
Yeah, because I mean, people are dealing with enough as is. Like I was mentioning, just like with myself, like I have to remember, like, okay, then you're not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go busting nobody's windows out their car. Little things.
Hold up. What's the
But
windows out of
yes,
the car? Oh, Lord.
okay. Wait, this ain't that show.
No,
But
this ain't that show. No, everybody got, listen, everybody done did something. So listen,
everybody,
nothing.
man, look, I'm telling people now, you're gonna have to read it in a book. You're gonna have to read all of this in a book because it's a lot.
Well, we need you to
But
take that book out. Get on it.
yeah, but I mean, I lost my train of thought quickly. But just as it relates to people just kind of holding people in, we deal within ourselves enough of trying to break free, and then you have
Correct.
people that'll sit up there and then say, "Oh, so it's like, that stronghold is serious,
Yes,
and I think that's why I say you have to really do the work for sure.
that's true. That's true.
Hmm.
So let me ask you this. What is something that you know now that you wish someone would have told your 20-year-old self? Or what is some advice you would give your 20-year-old self that you know now that you wish somebody had instilled in you?
Oh, man, look, just don't concern yourself with anything outside of yourself.
Hmm. Can
You
you break
know,
that down for me a little bit?
like to really do for you. Don't be concerned about doing for other people, because I do care, to assist and help,
Hmm.
but you have to make sure that you are okay first. So I think that that's definitely something that I would take much more serious. I would definitely have lived by, you know,
Hmm.
um, because even now, I'm much more serious about what feels good to me, what is good for me. But yeah, definitely that.
Okay. So that's more
Focus on
along.
the
Oh,
inner work,
okay. So that's more
self
along the
love.
line. Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Self love, self care, uh,
Yeah,
because you really
it's big.
can't. Hmm?
I said self love, self care is like a big thing now,
Yeah.
but I can't recall anyone like. I mean, maybe I heard it. It just didn't marinate with me, maybe in a way that it possibly could have.
Hmm.
But yeah, definitely that.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you gotta.
Hmm.
What they always say, you can't. You have to love yourself, learn to love yourself before you can love other people and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
it makes sense. I think I made this post about can love itself survive without the other elements of somebody helping you grow mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. And someone made a interesting post that said maybe they're both kind of like damage. Is something like damage bonding because they're so different.
Trauma bonding or
Trauma,
something.
yeah, that's the word, like trauma bonding and stuff.
Mhm.
And I said that would be interesting. I would actually like to, speak to someone that is in that trauma bonding situation or what have you. So yeah, self care, you guys, self care, self love. It's
Yes.
yourself. Put yourself first. I just gotta
Yes.
say that.
Absolutely.
So I want to
Yeah.
talk a little bit about forgiveness.
Okay.
So before we get to forgiveness, I want to give you a couple of words. So hear me out. So you have friends, you have trust, honesty, deceit, loyalty, betrayal. Now that's a combination of words that um what word I want to use? They all, I don't know the word. I can't even think of the word. They work together. I can't find a word, but they work together. Somehow
Mhm.
they're connected. They're interconnected because without one or the other, you can't have this one. So that combination of word I just gave you, give me your thoughts and feedback on it.
Um, just in general, as we're talking about forgiveness,
Hmm.
or just those words.
Well, we're talking forgiveness is going to tie into it because I want to hear your
Okay.
thought. What is your perspective on the combination of words? What is
I
the
mean,
what I want to say? What is the it's a word that I'm looking for, but it's just not
the
flowing.
association, the
Yeah,
association.
yeah, association. See that? See,
Okay.
that's that educated. That's that educated
Eh,
thinking. Why?
um, a couple things, just random thoughts that come out. People,
Hmm.
life, experience. Um, I just think these are things that people do, and these are things that we just experience in life. You know, I don't want to say that some of this is rare. And when I say rare, I'm thinking about the positives that you
Okay.
spoke, honesty and trust. I don't want to say it's rare, but I think that we definitely find that there's a lot of deception, deceit, that takes place. Um, just in general, maybe not even um, knowing, like, it sometimes, I think it's sometimes done unintentionally,
Hmm.
but we go through and whatever, and it just looks like one thing, but really it's like you're being very deceptive. You have to watch yourself. And when I'm saying it, I'm just thinking about social media.
Hmm.
I know that we see things and everything looks great, and I think it's great that you can, paint a picture, but then I think too, in many cases, it can be very misleading to people, and really, in some cases, it can kind of become manipulation and deception.
Hmm.
You know, so those are just a few things that kind of come to mind.
Okay, that makes sense. And the fact that you said, they paint this picture, but it's misleading. There's a video on YouTube that shows a lot of these social media celebrities. May I say we call them little social media celebrities that got a little blue check and so many followers.
Verified.
Verified, yeah, that verified. Some of them shouldn't even be verified, but that's another
No,
story.
really, they shouldn't be. How does that happen? That's a whole nother.
That's a
Okay.
whole other topic. But they've showed pictures, like actual pictures, how they just Photoshop and put themselves in front of stuff. Like people have actually exposed them. It's kind of interesting. Like let's just be true to who you are, be yourself type scenario. And like you said, social media, I think it's just for the gimmicks because outside of social media, think about the people that actually know you. So it's like, you know, you let them have their little fun sway, their little fun or whatever. But it's like, come on, let's come back to reality. Let's not put on for the media. Be yourself,
Yeah.
because they're not being themselves. I'm not saying put all your business out there. No, I'm not saying that. But let's be a little factual um on whatever you post about yourself, or you know, anything. Let's just try to keep it a little honest and real. And that's the problem
Yeah.
with society. Honesty and realness. A lot of people
Hmm.
sugarcoat, and to be honest, if you have friends that you have to sugarcoat around, you don't need to be their friends.
Mm-mm. No.
If you can't be
You're not
yourself,
you're not my friend. Let's just put
yeah.
it that way.
If you can't be honest about anything, then you can't deal with people, because there's too many people that are yes people. Too many yes people, and no, not a lot of many no's. And for the people that says no, it's like, oh, you're the bad person. Oh, you this, you that. Who cares?
I once I learned that it's okay to say no,
Mm-hmm.
it became very freeing for me.
Oh yes.
It became, my phone does not ring like it used to. It I don't have to deal with the aggravation of whatever was coming through on the, like, it's just. And I remember, like, one time there was a situation with my car. My dad used to call me a taxi, by the way, because I used to always take people where they needed to go and do this and do that.
Mm-hmm.
And one time my car had to go in the shop, and my mom was like, "Well, who you gonna call?" That hit me hard, because the same people that I'm constantly picking up and doing this for and doing that for, like, I couldn't even call them
You
in my
couldn't find it.
situation.
That's crazy.
I'm like, what am I doing? Like, who are some of these people that I'm around? And so, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no is a very powerful and positive word. I think sometimes we think no, we say no, and it's like, oh, that's bad. No,
Mm-mm.
I'm saying yes to myself is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No to you, but yes to myself, and I come first.
And also, it also, on the flip side too, with that, is making somebody, holding somebody accountable for themselves. So if they always asking for something, you be like, no, you got to get out there and do it like I do it, get it like I get it. You know what I'm saying? You got to put in the work, and not just to hand it to you. No is should be a fluent word in
Mhm.
everybody's mouth. No, let it flow off your tongue. Just as simple as somebody
Yeah.
asks you for something, and be like, yes. Let it just flow. No.
Yeah.
And they
Or if
get
you want to even do this thing in sign language, we could do.
oh, that is a sign language. Like, okay, I'm gonna start using
They,
that. I ain't gonna even waste my breath. I'm gonna be
my
like,
kids got at the store. They asked me for something. I'm like,
shut it down. I'm gonna start using that. I don't gotta do verbal. What they ask me for something.
you don't have to use words.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Don't even waste your
No.
breath, y'all. This is no sign language, y'all. I
Listen.
learned something. I haven't been
There you
thinking about
go.
learning sign language, but it's a little time it'll take. I get there. I get there.
Yes, it takes time for sure.
So you fluent in sign language?
No, I
Oh,
took a
okay.
class a while ago, but every so often, I try to refresh, freshen up, do a few
Okay.
little words here and there. But
Okay.
I'm real raggedy right now. But I could do just a few things. I actually came across someone one day that was hard of hearing, and
Hmm.
so I was able to say, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. Things of that nature. So very basic, pragmatic type stuff.
Okay. Cool. Well, you guys, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll return to you momentarily.
All right.
All right, you guys, welcome back. If you're just tuning in to our segment, just press the rewind button and check it out. It'll be up after this stream. And again, this evening I have Miss Danni Morris on tonight. So let's jump back into it. We
Yes.
talked about, I gave you a combination of words. We talk about the words trust, deceit, loyalty, friends. We've discussed dealing with storms, how you deal with your storms. And now I want to talk to you about seasons. To everything, there's a season. And that includes people. Sometimes people in your life for a short period of time. Sometimes they're there for a long period of time. It's no coincidence that you come into contact with people. I tell people this all the time. It is not a coincidence that you cross paths with people. Point blank. I know it
Mm-hmm.
for a fact because I've crossed paths with people, and then when it pertains to business, I'll be like, okay, Levita, we got this person or this person. And it's places that I've crossed paths with these people that she wouldn't even be in the area. She wouldn't even go in the area. So it's like it's no coincidence we end up at certain places. It's because of me
Mm-hmm.
most of the time. So
Mm-hmm.
when people come into your life, sometimes they come in there to use you, some abuse you, some to teach you a lesson, and some are there to leave footprints on you like a mentor. They're there to teach you something.
Yeah.
So, have you ever found yourself holding on to people that you should have left in the previous season? You bringing on that extra baggage that you um, should have left? And if so, at what point did you come to your senses and be like, okay, like I just need to drop them. I can't pull them along with me anymore because they're just hindering me from what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there was a time when you try to, I would try to bring people along with me,
Mm-hmm.
but not anymore. I think because there's a greater level of awareness as to where I'm going, where I want to be. And I think that when you realize that, you kind of understand that not everyone can go where you're going. You
Correct.
know, you need to shed some of that excess weight, some of that extra luggage, and pack light for the travel. And so, I know in the past that, you try, oh, this is my best friend, or I've known this person for so long. And these may legitimately be people that have really been good to you,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to take things to the next level, but you just sometimes it's just not designed that way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then too, I like you mentioned earlier, it's like you want to be around people that you can really be yourself around.
Correct.
And it's like, okay, sometimes people don't understand how the person that you're becoming, the person that you are developing to be. And sometimes that creates friction, but you have to let that go. You have to kind of, are you going to be concerned about their feelings and how they want you to be, or what they've known you to be, or are you more focused into where you want to be in your life, your vision for your life, your goals, your aspirations, your purpose, your calling? Like, is that where you want to be? And so, I have been there where I tried to hold on, but now I'm very aware of certain individuals who are to be attached to in that season. That's something that I constantly am aware of, because I realize who you're around is very important. That can promote your growth or that can stifle your growth. So you have to cut ties. You have to cut things that don't serve your best interest, like your best and highest good, as so many people are saying. But it's truth though. You can't take everyone with you. Um, you just can't.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You have to pull away. You have to pull away. And I wonder, like, oh, I wonder how this person's doing. And it doesn't just go from, me to them, it goes vice versa, them to me. There have been people that I know I've been good to, and I'm like, they just kind of, and it was no reason, but it was just like that was our season, that was our
Mm-hmm.
time. And I think it's important that we recognize different times and seasons in our life. And I'm with you on that whole, like, if I see somebody, I used to not say anything. But if I see someone and opportunity presents itself, it's like, oh, I'm definitely saying something because I don't take it lightly that I'm seeing someone, at this time, on this day, at this
Mm-hmm.
location. I think that things happen divinely.
Mm-hmm.
And you never know just the exchange of energy just through conversation and, and making contact with that person. So definitely, you gotta know. You gotta know.
That's true. I look at it
Yeah.
as also like sometimes the split aways are simultaneously. Like the energy between you and whoever the person is or whatever, it's kind of like it go at ease because you just simultaneously just separate. And then other times, like you said, you have the ones that have the issue like, oh, why you changing? This, that, and third. I don't like it. So a lot of that comes with the mindset, the mentality of the people. Like you said, where they're trying to go, what goals they're trying to set. Are you guys pushing each other? Are you guys motivating each other, encourage each other? And I think that's what your circle should do. They should put fire under you. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They should. It should be a come and go, motivating each other. You know, hey, how you doing today? I'm not saying you have to have a conversation every day, but there should be some type of accountability as well. You know, you want that positive and that push. And once somebody has separated, and you guys have separated due to the end of seasons, it's not saying that you guys can't pick back up later on, but just that moment there's a separation. And sometimes you have those people that are toxic, but they'll be moved out simultaneously so somebody else can come in and fill that space in,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes. And that's something too, like, I'm very big on affirmation, speaking
Hmm.
words of positivity. Um, out of the mouth comes life or death, and we eat the fruit thereof. So, with that being said, I was like, remove the people that don't need to be in my life, but then
Hmm.
I won't remove them, but then fill me or replace them with purposeful people that
Correct.
are supposed to be in my life, like people that I'm supposed to be aligned with, people that are going to help me, propel me, and push me into my purpose, people who are going to hold me accountable, people who are going to be trustworthy, because I think that's another thing too. Like, you know, I had some friends, man, they are brutal. They are brutal to me.
Wow.
I say that in the sense like they're honest. They're gonna tell me not that what I don't, not what I want to hear, but what I
What
need
need
to
to hear?
hear.
Yeah.
And I think that, and that's the thing. Like I asked for that in the season. I'm like, dang, I'm getting it from the left and the right, the
Hmm.
north and the south. Like, oh goodness. But you really, it's so crucial to just cut ties. And sometimes you realize, like when you're around people, this isn't who I want to be around. This isn't who I am. There's so much more to this. You realize like I can't have conversations like I like to have. Um, it's time to cut that. It's time to cut that cord.
Yeah. That's true.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you said that, and I'm like, yeah, that triggers something because you don't, it splits, but then you also sometimes want a feeling. You need a
Hmm.
feeling of something else, and so definitely purposeful people. That's my
Yeah.
thing.
Purposeful. You said it right. Purposeful people.
Purposeful people,
People that
man.
have
Yeah,
people that's gonna contribute. And the actions are vice versa. Help each other,
absolutely.
support each other type scenarios. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about forgiveness. You know,
Mhm.
forgiveness lifts a heavy load off of people. A lot of times when people don't forgive, it cuts off their blessings. It closes doors of opportunities that could have or should have been open. So, have you ever let me see how I want to say this. Is it hard for you to forgive? Because I know for some people it's hard to forgive with certain situation. And if it's hard to forgive, what is your process of forgiving someone? You
Mhm.
know?
Um, I can't say that forgiving is easy.
Hmm.
Like, I think it depends. Like if someone stole $5 from me, I think that's going to be much different than someone doing something that's just absolutely like truly traumatizing and horrific. Okay, not to minimize the $5 being taken, but we have some, pretty drastic things that happen to people.
Correct.
And I think that, with the $5, okay, you took it. I know you took it. I'm not gonna hold a grudge for $5. Go be well. But then when it comes down to something else, I think it really takes time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that forgiveness is all about just forgiving that person. I think it really kind of is chipping away at a lot of what's in you. And I think that takes time, whether, it be anger, resentment, bitterness, sadness. I mean, it could be so many different things, but I do think forgiveness is important, like you mentioned. I think it lifts a tremendous weight. I think that frees us up to receive, but then it's like getting to that point where you can see that person and it really they not get a rise out of you as if they once were, to
Mm-hmm.
walk past, or you to see them, or for them to say something. I think that is, I think that's why you need to forgive. I think more so for ourselves, of course, as it's often said, we need to forgive for ourselves because holding sickness, and like you said, we're blocking ourselves from blessings, our own selves, we're our own hindrance. But it's not easy, but I think it's so necessary, and I really think that, um, counseling, maybe, counseling, therapy, and prayer, there could be other things, but I know I'm just naming a couple things that have worked for me
Mm-hmm.
to really help me with forgiving people, and it's not just like, it takes time to really heal from the inside out. So,
Okay. So let me ask you this: to someone you have forgiven, if they walk by you today, would you speak to them?
um, I can speak,
Okay.
but I can't say that I'm gonna have. I just did it the other day, so kudos to me. But no, I can speak. I can say hi,
Mm-hmm.
but that's all you're getting from
Okay.
me. You're not. That's all you needed.
Okay.
You know, you that's all you needed was a hi. You're not in distress. You're okay. All right, hi, and keep it moving. And I think that for me, when I see that, I mark that as a win for myself. Like I have to flex for myself. Like I have to big up my wins.
Mm-hmm.
I have to acknowledge, like, dang, I did that, and really, it was no sweat off my back. Like this person really did, try to do some things that would destroy you, but you just keep it moving. And again, that's that inner work that you have to do to be at peace with certain things.
Correct. That's that growth. You see the growth
Yeah.
in you every day. And I tell people, if you're not constantly evolving and growing every day, then you really need to do a self evaluation because you should be evolving and growing in any area of your life every single day. A lot of
Mhm.
people look at me crazy when I say that, but it's the truth. You have to show some type of growth in your life. What are you working towards? What are you feeding yourself that will allow you to grow and will allow you to help others grow, you know?
Yeah,
So that's
definitely.
so that's okay. That's good
It's
then.
about bringing somebody else along with you.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's yeah. Like you said, forgiveness isn't easy. It's not easy, and I can't say, you know, I forgive. I do. It's a process. It's not
Mhm.
easy, and I say I'm still working on it. See, once you admit it that you got some things to work on,
Yeah.
But I think it's when people don't hold themselves accountable and admit it and acknowledge that they need some work in certain areas of
Yeah.
their lives. That's where the problem goes.
Yeah. And I think too, it's like a sense of entitlement. I think
Hmm.
we all feel like we're entitled to you know, payback,
Correct.
revenge, and we want it the way that we want it, but you really have to kind of dig in and then figure out where do I need to be forgiven?
Yeah.
you know, I think when you put the mirror on yourself and then you see too where you may have done the same thing and may not have recognized it or realized it, that you kind of realize you're not there are very few degrees of separation
Yeah.
between some, not in all cases, but just in some cases you can find
Yeah.
that there are some similarities.
That's true. What Michael Jackson song is "Man in the Mirror"? It says, "You want to make a
Yeah,
change? Take a mirror and look at yourself. Look at
yeah,
yourself in the mirror before you go and talk about everybody else." So
yeah.
that was actually a perfect song, and that's actually a good song for what's going on in today's world now. Everybody need to take a mirror and look at themselves, or look at themselves in the mirror and say what is wrong with you and how can you be that change that can improve, you know, what's going on today.
And tell
Okay.
me what you see. Don't tell me what you don't see in the mirror. Tell me
Yeah.
what you see.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
tell me
Flaws
what
and
you
all.
see. Yes.
Accept your flaws. Accept yourself for who you are.
Hmm.
Be your
Yeah.
true, authentic self. What I say, uh you was born an original, don't die a copy.
Yeah. Wow. Mm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about dimming your light. I've seen a lot of people dim their light in uh different aspects of their life, different times. Some don't identify as who they are, and it's particular reasons that they may dim their light. Like I had one guest that talked about being a black dancer in a white space, in a white setting, and how you have to carry yourself, you know, and in a sense, I also look at it as tokenism. You know, you're the black friend. Oh, I have a black friend, or somebody that has to say, "Oh, I got a black friend." Why you just can't say it's your friend? Why you have to put
Mhm.
that extra step on it? So, have you ever found yourself dimming your light? And if so, why? How did it make you feel? What drew you to that of dimming your light? Because people are gonna talk about you regardless. Whether you're doing good or bad, they're gonna talk about you. They're gonna find something to talk about you about. So, how do
Mhm.
you have you ever found yourself dimming your light, knowingly,
Yeah.
unknowingly? How did you deal with it? How did it make you feel?
Oh, definitely. I've done that, and I've done it knowingly. You
Okay.
know, just like I mentioned earlier, I'm not a big speaker. I'm pretty reserved. So even there are times where I really feel like, oh, let me say this or I should share this. I don't, because I'm concerned how what I say may be perceived, if people are going to receive it, how is it going to come out? Because I really don't know what I'm going to say. I just know that I have something to say.
Mm-hmm.
And so, therefore, because all of these things kind of rush through, it's like, I'm just not going to share. I'm not going to say anything. And then here it is. That's just a moment that I missed out on sharing my light, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because I chose to dim it. And so I've done it several times. I've done it before. I've done it because maybe in a work environment, you feel like you need to be modest or you need to speak a certain way. Um, but now I don't. If I have something to say, I say it.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't, I don't. But I will say this: like I'm not just reckless with my mouth either. I want to make
Okay.
sure that I'm being wise about what I'm saying.
Correct.
But um, yeah, I think we all have lights and we should be letting our light shine because there's a poem that I like by Marianne Williamson,
Mm-hmm.
a friend of mine. I heard it before, but she really kind of hit me to it a little more. And the title of it is Our Deepest Fear. And in that poem, she's talking about, you know, who are we to dim our lights? We
Mm-hmm.
should be letting our light shine. And ultimately, when we let our light shine, we're unconsciously giving other people permission to do the same. And
Correct.
so, kind of reverting back to when you were talking about, I don't know, remember exactly, but it, that circle of
Hmm.
friends, that really seeing them do things or hearing what they're saying, and even too with social media, I have to say, seeing other people with their doing their workouts and doing this, lets them showing me their light shining. It's like, dang, I need to get up off my butt
Hmm.
and I need to do something.
Correct.
And so, yeah, I have definitely let my light shine, but I definitely believe that when you surround other people who want to surround yourself around other people who are very intentional about letting their light shine, about letting their flames just burn,
Hmm.
it has no choice but to rub off on you.
Correct.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I had one person to say, one guest to say, she's like, and I love the way she put it. She said, um, I can still shine my light and help you shine yours as well. You know?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it when she said that, it resonated to me because it's like you think about the people that be out and they always in the centerfold and they feel like somebody is trying to take their shine, but nobody is trying to take your shine. They want you to shine, but don't try to make them dim their light because you feel like they're gonna take all the shine. You guys can shine together, you
Hmm.
know? It's kind of interesting.
The sun shines on all of us.
Yes. And it's been hot the last couple of weeks.
Yes, yes.
I've been burning. Okay. So I'm gonna go off a little top a little bit. Now you have a business. Glorious Bath
Glorious
and
Bath
Body.
Body.
All right, give a little insight about the products that you carry.
So, you have Glorious Bath and Body, Glow, like let your light shine type of
Hmm.
glow, is an all natural skincare company. And it was founded in 2015, pivoted to all natural in 2018 because my daughter has eczema.
Hmm.
And so when I make products, I make everything in mind for individuals who have sensitive skin. So I have whipped butters, soaps, salves, scrubs, lip balms, body mist, oils, and there are a few new things that will be released soon come.
Okay.
And yeah, so I've been going and plugging away with my business, and things are available for purchase at www.gloriousbathbody.com, and I'm also on Instagram, Glorious Bath Body, Facebook as well. So yeah, and Lyric, you like some of the products, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. So my favorite products, well, my favorite products is the peppermint body butter. That's like
Yeah,
absolutely my favorite. When I get out the shower and put that on my body, it just open up your pores to give your body like this little minty feel and everything. Like when you chewing some winter fresh or some spearmint gum. That's how I imagine
yeah,
that on your skin. And the sage, the Yingling body butter, and
yes.
what is it? The
The
rosemary,
turmeric,
the turmeric. You
the
just gave me
rosemary leaves.
the soap you just gave me that I just got the other day. I like the
Oh,
smell of
One
it
Love.
too.
That's
Yeah,
the
the one
seasonal
love.
soap. Yeah,
Yeah, the one love is good. And she has a spray for itching that works really
it
good.
be gone.
Yeah, that be gone. Yeah, that you guys need to try it. So I will have all her information down at the bottom, in the little information section. And make sure you guys go check her out and follow her on all social media platforms. We're gonna give that information again at the end of this segment. But right now, we're about to close up. So I have a statement. I'm gonna make my statement, and I want you to sum it up, speak on it, give me your thoughts, close it up for us. All right,
Okay.
all right. What you go through is only temporarily. It's not who you are, but it's making you to become who you need to be. What you got for me?
And when you are who you are, or when you are who you need to be, continue to let your light shine and set others free.
I don't like that. That was like a little poem right there. All right, you guys, this has been another episode of the Basis of Perseverance. I'm a peace of mind. Danielle, thank you for being a part of this segment tonight.
Thank you so much. I've
And,
enjoyed this.
and again, tell the people where they can find you on Facebook and Instagram and your website.
Again, Facebook, Glorious Bath and Body. Glorious, Glowrious Bath Body. Instagram, same thing. And the website is www.gloriousbathbody.com.
There you guys have it. Until next time, peace and blessings.